So we had the NFL honors last night, and the brand new Hall of Fame class was determined.
Congrats.
The 2024 Hall of Fame class.
Some really good names.
Yeah, you've got Julius Peppers, Dwight Freeney, Patrick Willis, Devin Hester.
Oh, got in.
Andre Johnson got in.
Yeah, good for
Randy Gradishore got in.
Don't know his name.
And then also Steve McMichael, who
you
got
wanted
in.
him to get
No
in.
Fred Taylor, though, huh?
Yeah, no Freddie T. I talked to him yesterday. I interviewed him yesterday, and he's like, you just got to wait your turn. And it's interesting because I spoke to Andre Reed as well, and he reminded me how long it took for him to get in.
Yeah.
So some of these guys, it's almost like it's a foregone conclusion. If you make it to finalists, at some point,
you'll get in.
They're going to get you in at some point.
The interesting thing about Fred Taylor is if you based it only on accolades, right? He probably doesn't.
It's not a lot. Yeah, it's
but
not a lot.
I think he has one Pro Bowl.
Yeah, one Pro Bowl. He
But
said that's what's working.
If you
against
asked anyone who played against him,
he's the best running back I ever played against.
And by the way, that's like I've heard other guys say that they're like for that size with that speed and that physicality.
Yeah,
they say that all the time, and
he's
I'm like,
the best one I went up
more of these voters need to ask the players because the players will tell you like he deserves to be in there.
Yeah,
the one I can't believe.
Torrey Holt.
No,
he still
Antonio Gates.
Gator, yeah.
Because like you look at Peppers, like Peppers changed how you would have to do everything from your game plan.
Freak show.
Yeah. Gates was like that offensively.
Yeah.
True.
Like Belichick would put two dudes on the line of scrimmage and jam his ass and not let him go anywhere. I mean, because they thought he was that important to the Chargers and Rivers' success.
Yeah.
Hester was like that. You couldn't punt to him, couldn't kick to him. So that's why I'm surprised that Gates wasn't able to get in as well.
Yeah, Antonio Gates, 3-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, obviously the All-2000s team, and he just had
statistically speaking, too, he's up there.
Yeah, he is up there.
955 career catches, almost 12,000 yards receiving. He had a monster career. The thing that bothered, and look, Steve McMichael got in. Everybody knows he's going through a battle with ALS.
Okay.
It's the part that bothers me is I wonder how many guys, went to their grave brokenhearted that they weren't alive to see them get in. Like wanted to get in so
you
bad.
Weren't brokenhearted about it.
Well, because it's like they didn't live to see that moment. And it's like, well, after they passed, they're a Hall of Famer. It's like, okay, well, it's not like they played any games from, the end of their career to that point. It's like, that's why when you see somebody wait, like, we don't know, it could be like, well, so-and-so will get it next year. Or he's probably going to get in a Fred Taylor or something like that. Man, nothing's guaranteed in life. And so if something were to go wrong or something tragic were to happen, the fact that they wouldn't be there to see themselves
okay, so what's your suggestion?
Well, it's just why is there just a limited number that get in? Like Antonio Gates is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you can't let everyone in.
Everybody can't get in.
It's like the club, man. There's a capacity now.
Yeah, everybody can't get in.
Come on, man.
You can expand the club a little bit?
No. That's why they got those velvet ropes.
You can't pull the velvet ropes
You sound like
back?
one of them everybody gets a trophy guys.
No.
Everybody don't get a trophy.
Those guys, huh?
Damn.
Probably walking around saying, hey, where I get my son a little trophy in here?
I mean, what did your son do? He got dressed just like your guy. Yeah. He wore the uniform on the sideline watching kind of like your guy. Your guy was doing all of the scoring and playing defense and stealing the ball and kicking people's asses. But my son nonetheless was there and gave him water every single time they called timeout. And for that, he deserves to be an all-star for this team.
Damn. Bang, bang.
That's all I'm saying, man. Like, don't have a water boy kid and think that they should get all these accolades because they participated.
Are you calling Antonio Gates a water boy kid?
No, I'm not at all. No. I'm
funny.
talking about you.
It's funny. It's funny to hear you say that, though, because wasn't it Dion who was saying, like, they're letting too many people in? Like, the actual Hall of Fame should be more, I guess, closely
exclusive.
Yeah, well, kind of like baseball.
He said it a
where
few
you
years ago.
have to like reach a certain threshold.
Sapp took a swipe at Mike Strahan when he got in. Said some of these dudes getting in here don't deserve to be in here. You could face some serious scrutiny from the players if you get in there and they don't.
Here's
feel
how
like
I think you define it. If there are tiers within the Hall of Fame, like isn't that already kind of telling you like even there's a difference amongst Hall of Famers?
There are tiers because there's different tiers of fame, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a Hall of Fame. So to me, you should be Hall of Fame should be defined by how famous you are. And to be honest with you, it kind of goes against kind of what someone like Fred Taylor represents. He represented somebody who was famous within the game. Ask anybody, do they know who Fred Taylor was? And they would tell you, yeah, he was the running back for the Jaguars.
Do you think because he was in such a small market?
It plays a part. I think it certainly played. Look how long it took for Baselli to get in.
Right. And Baselli had, I guess the difference, because Patrick Willis got in, and he was a contemporary for me, right? He was my class. And he was the one yesterday I was like, to me, he's most deserving, because when he played, like every single year, you were like, that's the best or one of the best linebackers in the league. Now, his career wasn't as long as you wish it would have been, but similar to Baselli, when Baselli got in, I was like, oh, Patrick Willis is going to get in.
He played 8 years, Patrick Willis.
And he was a 5-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler.
He was good, man.
That means he was dope from day one.
Banger.
He was dope from day one.
Banger.
Good for him.
But, again, if you compare it to Baselli was like, a dominant tackle for that window of time.
And it took him a really long time. I think he just got it last year, right?
Yeah. Baselli played 7 years.
Oh well, and
that's
the
last year. What do you have? The shoulder issue that was.
That's not a long career.
No.
How many Pro Bowls?
Give me a sec here. 3-time All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowls for Baselli. So,
but he was one of those guys that when he was playing, everybody acknowledged the fact that he was the best in the business. Like, I just don't, nobody knows. Obviously, it's very subjective from the people who are voting as to who gets in and why they get in. But again, you're not saying Hall of Fame statistically. You're saying Hall of Fame because of what people know of the person that they're putting in there. So I think sometimes you got to bend the rules just a little bit if you're basing it purely off of accolades or basing it purely off of stats. I think sometimes, like, there are guys that, probably would, and I know they have different, like, contributors and stuff like that or whatever, how you get in. But there's some guys that have done great, phenomenal things as former players. And I feel like they should get into the Hall of Fame as well.
Do you think if Devin Hester didn't return the opening kick of a Super Bowl, he gets in already?
That one's
because that's a moment.
That one's I'm happy for him, but it's a hard one for me being really close to Brian Mitchell. Because if you pull up Brian Mitchell's statistics,
not even in the same league.
You
as
pull
Devin
up
Hester.
and you put anybody, and Devin Hester is the only one that has more in a couple categories than Brian Mitchell, and he's never been considered for the Hall of Fame.
Like, they asked Devin Hester last night, like, your thoughts on Brian Mitchell having to wait, and he's like, who? And, like, you thought there was an owl in the building.
Brian Mitchell's yardage. Brian Mitchell's stats are ridiculous.
He was awesome.
They are.
So tired.
And he's got Super Bowls.
I'm trying to look up the stats, too.
Battery low. Recharge.
Mitch.
By the way,
it's
it's
disturbingly lopsided.
I've
never
compared their special team stats.
Lee, can you look up Brian Mitchell? I'm almost positive because I know that he played.
Lee's busy looking up something else.
Brian Mitchell also played.
Something else popped up while Lee was looking at something.
I remember Brian Mitchell playing quarterback in that body bag game against the Eagles on Monday night, where he was the emergency quarterback, and they put him in.
B. Mitch was only a one-time All-Pro, one-time Pro Bowler. Hester made some more All-Pros.
Look at their stats.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Like,
Hester was a 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Then I should be in the running for the Hall of Fame. Then I got 3.
Me too.
There you go.
Yeah, but I don't look for it, and I don't expect it. And honestly, I got the one that I wanted, but to me, there are some, like, that's a glaring one. That's almost as that's the most egregious, if you ask me.
Dang, yeah,
Brian
right
Mitchell
page.
It's pretty glaring. Brian Mitchell's stats, and if you put in a Devin Hester, how have you not put in a Brian Mitchell?
Yeah, come on, put B. Mitch in.
And I'm not trying to use Devin Hester as a qualifier. I'm just saying the man did win Super Bowls as well. He was on Super Bowl teams, and he was an intricate part of why the team won.
One.
For what team?
He won one.
Huh?
For what team did he won a Super Bowl with?
The formerly known as that team that are now known as the Commanders.
What do you get? What do you mean?
I mean, they signed
the football
Redskins
team?
on his check.
Oh, jeez.
That was his check.
That's messed up.
His check stub. That's what
I mean,
it
Hester
said.
does have 5 more touchdowns.
There is like one statistical category that he has more.
No,
That's it.
It's Hester's actually got a lot more.
What are they? What are they? It ain't a lot.
I mean, I'm trying
There's
to
no
compare.
way.
I'm working off my phone, so it's
Pull up the total yardage and.
Oh, you're for like total kick return yards and all that.
Yeah.
Because the problem is you'd have to
It's
do
a
it
lot
like
of
per.
running.
You have to do it like per return, I think.
And also, Washington's defense gave up a lot more touchdowns than the Bears did. So
I'll put it this way: Mitchell has a lot more returns, but Hester actually averaged more yards per return, at least on kickoffs.
He could average more, but what are their total yards? Look at the totals.
Damn.
But LaVar,
Where are the totals?
if I have 10 returns and you have 80, you're obviously gonna have more total yards.
But that's the whole point. Is longevity goes into play into and that's why I would say somebody who only played 7 or 8 years.
He played 14.
It makes it very
Hester
correct.
played 12.
Okay. But I'm just saying the amount of what if he had 80 or more, whatever it was, the number is his stats are. If you look at total yardage, nobody's close.
I mean, this is this is
No
normally
one's close.
Normally about the time where what's your go-to? Normally about the time at this point. What do you just say at the end of something like this?
What?
Just 2 words.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? It's like, who cares? Brian Mitchell will get it.
I just
at
wish
some
I could
point.
find
No,
a
he
better
won't.
way of.
He won't. I don't think he will.
Well, it's a positive way to look
I
at
don't
things.
think he will.
I don't
either.
think he will.
Malfunction. Low battery detected. It is 2
You
pros
gotta
and a
have
cup of
somebody
Joe here on
advocating
Fox
for you
Sports
out there. You
Radio.
know what I
That's
mean?
true.